A 1031 exchange can be a massive tax saving tool, but if you buy the wrong asset under the pressure of a ticking clock, those tax savings can easily go out the window and you end up with the nightmare of a property. Right now, my clients just closed on the rental condo back in their hometown and have to deploy that capital. We've narrowed down our search down to 3 very different fourplexes here in Fresno, California. One of them is a nice location in Clovis, in the city of Clovis. The other gives single family home vibes. And the third is priced at a point where my clients could pay all cash. Now we're going to run through the properties, do a quick back of the napkin analysis on all 3. And by the end of this video, you'll see why the best cash flow isn't necessarily the one that we're leaning towards. Drop a comment below if you've done a 1031 exchange or are familiar with 1031 exchange, or let me know how these properties pencil out for you so we can take a look at the numbers. Okay, first up is 637 West Ashlan Avenue in Clovis, California, in a highly competitive Clovis market. Currently priced at $799,950. It breaks down to $200,000 per door. Current rents are sitting around $1,550 with some chance for a little bit of an increase. I really like the unit mix on this property. You have a massive front unit, single level, that's 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, that acts as an owner suite. Then you have 2 side units that are townhouse style layouts that are 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bath. The rear of the property is another single level unit that sits above the garages that is 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. This property is centrally located within walking distance of Dutch Bros, Blackbeard's Family Fun Center, where you could play miniature golf, arcade, water slides in the summer. So it is surrounded by some nice amenities. All right, you just got to take a look at the Ashlan property fourplex. From a pure location standpoint, you can't beat Clovis in my opinion. It does really well for long-term tenant demand and resale value. Tenants absolutely loved enclosed garages, which double as storage units, which really help tenants dig some roots for long-term tenancy. I also really like the diverse range of the unit mix. Those units apply to families, roommates, young professionals, maybe short-term stay, things like that. What I also like is that in these units, nobody's living directly above you or below you. This property does check many boxes. Again, the location, the price point, the unit mix, the surrounding amenities. That's why this property made the cut, and it's a contender. Okay, this next property that we're going to check out comes in about $47,000 more per door than Ashlan, with roughly about the same amount of rental income. Now, why would any investor be looking to pay more for about the same return? Well, for that, we're gonna have to go check out this fourplex located on Emerson. All right, here we are, 4619 North Emerson Avenue here in Fresno, California. This property is listed at $989,000, which puts it roughly at $247,000 per door. Rents are averaging at $1,578 per unit. Those can come up, but the way it sits right now, they're almost identical income to what we've seen over on Ashlan. You are paying a higher premium to get into this property, and we're gonna see if we walk around, if it's worth it. Every unit in the complex is going to be identical. All of them are going to be 2 bedrooms, 2 bathroom layout inside, all featuring vaulted ceilings, fireplaces, central HVACs, laundry rooms. The curb appeal is pretty phenomenal. Looks like a park setting, a lot of lawn, and also each unit does come with its own garage. Okay, now you may be asking, why would an investor, buyer want to pay $47,000 more per door at Emerson for the same rental income that you get over on Ashlan? Well, that depends. Maybe you like the single family home community feel. Maybe you like the 1,200 square foot units. Maybe you like the single story, massive pride of ownership, great curb appeal. Maybe you're okay with trading a bit of immediate cash flow for a potential premium long-term hold asset. Every buyer has different boxes they need to check. So, it really depends. Now, Ashlan and Emerson are both premium assets, but maybe you don't want to deal with financing. That brings us to our third property that made the list, which is priced right around where my clients feel comfortable for paying cash. Let's take a look at 2311 East White. Okay, as we take a look through White, it is priced considerably lower at $709,000 just after the recent price improvement, which comes out to about $177,000 per door. Now, this complex is two-story. All the units are the same, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. However, 3 of the 4 units have been recently renovated, wood flooring, granite countertops, updated backsplashes. The exterior as well has been recently updated with some newer paint, and from the photos looks like a newer roof. We'll have to double check with the agent. However, rents here average around $1,141 per month, which is significantly lower, about $400 less per unit than what we saw over on Ashlan and Emerson. All right, we just got done taking a look at White. Now, for me, there's a few things that stand out with the property. 2 units, which isn't necessarily a deal breaker, but it could be when you're competing against other single level complexes. The rent levels on White, roughly $400 less per unit. And from an investment standpoint, I think that's a big deal. Personally, I feel the location is a little less desirable than the other 2 properties, which you definitely need to take into consideration when you're looking at, tenant demand, achievable rents, future resale consideration, your exit strategy. All right, so we have some decisions to make. Now, if all 3 properties were priced the same, the decision becomes a lot easier, but they're not. So that's what makes this really important. We've taken this same analysis and looked through 10 other properties, narrowing them down to 3, and we'll continue to narrow them down. The question at the end of the day is not which property is perfect on paper. The question becomes which property best aligns with your investment goals, what trade-offs you're looking to make, and your exit strategy. I'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on some of the properties that we've seen? Do we go with Ashlan with the premium location? Do we go for Emerson that gives it that single family home community feel? Or do we go with the pay all cash option that we just seen over on White? Do you maximize cash flow? Do you prioritize location? Love to hear back. As for my clients, we are leaning towards Ashlan, but Emerson is in a close second. At the end of the day, negotiations may ultimately determine which direction that we go into for those properties. Again, if you are currently mapping out or considering a 1031 exchange of your own, looking to invest here in Fresno, California, click my calendar link in the description below. Let's set up a time to chat strategy, or maybe you're looking to sell, or if you have a property in mind and you just want a second set of eyes, it'd be my absolute pleasure to look it over. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on your next real estate deal, and I'll see you in the next video.